Welcome to the pod. Welcome to Brian's world. I am your big homie, Brian B. Shynin, the ambassador of Kansas City. Yeah, I like that a little bit, man. But yeah, welcome to Brian's world. Shout out to my family at Foolish Club Media. Make sure that you rate, subscribe, and review at Foolish Club Media on Spotify, YouTube, and on Apple Podcasts. And please, make sure that you hit that subscribe button right now as you're watching on YouTube at B Shynin. Yeah, hit my YouTube page up, man. It's popping over there. You know what I'm saying? And what's popping this week on the pod? Of course, I'm going to dive into a little bit of Chiefs. More NFL rules changes that's going on. I got a lot of thoughts about those. The KC Superman is banned from Westport.
What? And you
what are we doing here, man? I got thoughts about that. My dog Mars, my barber, he posted a video, an insane ranking with Kansas City barbecue. Y'all know that's one of my expertise. Definitely have a lot of thoughts about that coming up. Anthony Edwards. If you didn't know, basically he paid a lump sum child support payment to avoid dealing with a kid. Yeah, that's going to be a serious topic. And then Tanner Adele's adoption story. Very interesting and unique story that is oh so similar to me in Brian's world. It's draft time. We on the way. It's on deck. Couple weeks out for the draft in Green Bay, Wisconsin. That's going to be a unique experience, man. Definitely one of the football cathedrals in the United States or in the world. You know, that's basically one of the places where football was born, in Green Bay, Wisconsin. So that's going to be a great experience for the draft. But I think I mentioned it on the last pod. I just think the Chiefs should trade back, get more picks, get some of the mid-round picks. You know, no fifth or sixth round pick for the Chiefs this year. 3 7th round picks, but no fifth or sixth round as of right now, as of today. So I think the Chiefs should definitely get a couple more picks if they can, if they're of value. Not saying they should get a fifth or sixth round, but maybe you trade back. Maybe you get an extra, couple threes or something like that. I don't know. But from what I'm hearing from all the draft gurus and analysis out here is that it's a lot of starters, a lot of good, solid players, not a lot of superstar, Hall of Fame type players. And I think the Chiefs need more of that. You need to build that depth a little bit, especially on the offensive line. Defensive line, you missing the edge rusher, man. We need somebody to go get the quarterback. We have one, maybe two guys that could just speed past a left tackle or right tackle and go get one. A Minnie Hugh is one. But we need another one, dog. 97, he ain't there yet. I know I mentioned that on the last one. But yeah, you want more depth on that offensive line because, yeah, look at last year. Look at the Super Bowl. We need to get meaner and bigger, man. Defensive line and offensive line. I want a quality running back. Like if it's not like look, if it's not a good quality A1 running back at 31 in the first round, trade back. But the Chiefs are missing that dynamic ass running back and a linebacker. So the Chiefs is like they need a lot more pieces in order to win another Super Bowl. So I'm hoping that the Chiefs trade back. If not, get a running back. If not, I don't know. Veach knows better than me, though. Okay, y'all just checking this out because it's me and what I think. And look, depth is something that the Chiefs lacked last year. You saw it with the wide receivers. Now, our wide receiver room got beat to hell. But the more depth and the more good players you have, and let me say this too. I am definitely taking for best player available. I'm on that boat all day. Take best player available. You build your depth no matter what. You never know what happens in the league, bro. Injuries can be the death knell of so many teams, and you need someone of quality to back up your starters, dog. You got to have somebody on deck. So that's what I'm looking for in the draft for the Chiefs. Build some depth, please. So let's get to these NFL rule changes. tush push number one because it's the biggest topic out there. But I think if they were to ban it, and I don't think they are, especially not this year, if they were to ban it, that would be so whack. Because of one team's dominance, like the Eagles are superior at this play. Nobody else is close. You know, the Bills is like a distant second. You may have a couple other teams in there. I don't know. I know the Bills is one of those. But, bro, nobody do it like the Eagles. It's definitely a skill set to it. How they're able to convert almost every single first down with that tush push. Very rarely do they get stopped. And I just think is very how can I say this without being like extra rude? It's just soft. It's Charmin tissue, penis foreskin soft. Pause.
That was crazy.
It's soft. It's soft.
This is a sick Negro.
It opens the door for more ridiculous plays being outlawed. It does. Like, let's say if the Chiefs are good at something. Let's say the Chiefs just got all of a sudden just got oh so good at the flea flicker. And nobody does it like the Chiefs. Somehow, some way. There's certain skill set. Maybe somebody can't keep up with Xavier Worthy because they're looking out for the run or something. I don't know. But what if the NFL outlawed that or whatever play for the Chiefs? It's whack. It's soft. It opens the door for more bullshit to be accepted in the league. And I think it's ridiculous that just because one team is good at it, there's no injury risk. That hasn't been proven. Now I will say this: I ain't 100% a tush push guy. Look, don't get me wrong. I feel like it's a cheap play. And it's not true to football at all. It's more rugby than football. Although rugby is a cousin of football, we talk about football. So, but it is within the rules, and teams are just mad because they can't stop it. Bottom line, man. So that's why I'm not for banning the tush push. Overtime rules, I'm with their decision to keep the same overtime rules in the postseason as it is in a regular season. Look, it's already enough confusion now because the overtime rules have evolved into what they are now, which is each team gets a possession now. But let's say one team gets the ball and it's only 10 minutes in overtime, and they take 9 minutes and 59 seconds and they score a touchdown. Well, damn, I got 1 second left. It's like, okay, you need to stop them. So, but as opposed to the old rule where if you score a touchdown, the game is over. I love that the postseason overtime and the regular season overtime are the same now. One rule for both seasons. Thank you. Just keep it simple, dog. We already got enough on our plate as it is with society. Touchbacks are going to be a little different. The ball will be now placed on the 35-yard line instead of the 30. Now, they done inched this thing up, pause, like 15 yards now. since like mid-2000s, early 2010s football. You used to get at the ball at the 20 for touchbacks. But I think I know what the NFL is doing. I think, of course, they always trying to increase scoring and offense, but they're trying to eliminate pre-50-yard line football. Now, think about this. I think the NFL is essentially trying to eliminate like half the field. So, look, face it. Football is determined, and the best football is played in the red zone, rather. And so that's where all the action is. That's where most games are decided, is red zone efficiency. And so, of course, there are plenty of spectacular plays that happen, between the 20s. But once you get into that 20-yard line, though, oh, man, that's where the real chess is being played. So, but the NFL seems as if it's like they want to speed up the process. They want to make each possession as compelling as possible. Look, you got to take this TV stuff into account. The TV contracts and they finna opt out of the current TV contracts they have now in 2029, which is going to explode the salary cap. Like, quarterback's going to be averaging like 500 million per contract or something astonishing like that. Dead ass, bro. It's gonna be ridiculous. If you think NFL contracts are ridiculous now, wait till they re-up and they start getting more of this global money in 2029. Another subject for another day. I say that because the TV contracts are influential now to the rules of the game. Because you don't want boring football. That's why the tush push is so much of an agenda right now, because it's not exciting football. It's boring football. It is. And for the most part, especially with the Eagles, you know what the outcome is going to be. And half the appeal with the NFL is the drama that comes with it. I'll get to that in a second. But with that being said, the ratings matter. The TV viewership matters. And they want to eliminate as much as that pre-50-yard line football as much as possible. You want it as compelling as possible. You want it to be it's almost a basketball method where it's just nonstop action. It's scoring. Now, of course, football will never be like that, I don't think, as long as they stick to, the basics of the game. But they want more scoring. They want more possessions to count, and they want more downs to matter, per se. So I completely get it. The NFL is like, the hell with it. Why not speed up the process of offense moving the ball downfield? So they're gonna do it anyway. A lot of teams get a lot of yards between those 20s, but I understand what the NFL is doing. You confuse yourself trying to always expect what you want and just try to put yourself. This is just what I do and how I think. I try to put myself in other people's thought process to see, now, why would they do this? Why are they doing this? So, moving the ball to the 35 for touchbacks, I get it. I understand it. Something I don't agree with, I think this is a bullshit. An emphasis on sportsmanship?
Hell no!
Huh? Where did this come from? Where did this come from? It's like this came out of nowhere. Because to my knowledge, I didn't see any melees. Maybe, it might have been a couple scraps. But it's always some kerfuffles going on in the middle of games in every sporting event. In every one, especially football, this emotional ass sport. But I totally don't get it why they're putting an emphasis on sportsmanship this year. So now what? We about to go back to the no fun league, like pre-2018. You couldn't do nothing, and then they finally started to loosen the grips on the celebrations and all that stuff. But I don't get where this emphasis on sportsmanship coming from. I saw that CeeDee Lamb can't do his little young thug little gesture or whatever. You get a 15-yard penalty for that. But I didn't sense any issues last year. Maybe the league knows something that we don't. Maybe it was some, online undercover beef that was going on between players that we don't know about in the black market of the NFL and the black internets. I don't know, but I don't like it. Because look, man, if you up and you feeling it and you want to talk your shit, talk it. You just got to continue to back it up. And it's a repercussion to that. It's consequences to that. They know that. So these are grown men. These are not little kids. I don't understand why the NFL feels like they have to police all of this. Now, the gang gestures and all of that, I completely understand that. But yeah, not liking the emphasis on sportsmanship. And then the method for measuring first downs is changing. Now, in the NFL, they'll switch from a chain gang now to a camera-based technology, the league announced. Hey, the traditional chain gang crew, they'll still be on the sidelines. That I like. But in a secondary capacity, that I don't like. But overall, you got to be as accurate as possible in this day and age of gambling. Okay, look, the NFL, they had to do this. They had no choice, bro. Gambling, the amount of money that's coming in with that is too influential to the powers that be. We'll leave it at that. And the way that people have so much invested into their gambling habits or depths, depending on who you are, they're going to dissect every single play, let alone every single game decide and play. Okay, like Josh Allen and the Bills last year, not getting the 4th and 1 on a quarterback sneak and against the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. And that's where all of this is coming from, by the way. But the league has to be as transparent as possible. They got to. It's 2025, baby. The technology is there, it's been there. So, but this is my concern with this. Because in watching the NFL game, one of our favorite things to do is sit there and watch the drama unfold. With, damn, did they get that first down on that 3rd and short, on that 4th and 1, whatever. That's it's going to take away the intrigue of that a little bit, I think, depending on how the technology is used. So, if the NFL was smart, they would try to figure out a way to, delay the answer to those first downs. But there's nothing like waiting on a ref to pull the chain and make their decision in front of 70,000 screaming fans and millions of fans watching on TV and, millions more streaming it, through their devices. It seems as if the league is always changing the rules for the Bills, though. I'm just saying, we talked about overtime earlier. Guess who that change spawned from? The Bills, because they didn't get the ball after we won the game in 13 seconds. Anyway, and then my last thing I want to point out, the NFL's takeover of Christmas. It was inevitable. It was in the making for a long time, too. For a long time. The NFL, once in a while, they would have a game on Christmas. It wouldn't be every Christmas. The Chiefs did, 4 or 5, games on Christmas. So, but the fact is that early in the NBA season and it's late in the NFL season when Christmas is on the calendar. So which one is more intriguing? Which one is going to provide a better product? Which one always does provide a better product no matter what time of year it is? The NFL, duh, in the words of my partner Deanna Hustle.
Duh.
But the NFL, when they saw how much money they could make and how they could strike the NBA and that lackluster viewership on Christmas, it was inevitable that they was gonna take that over. So, but I never enjoyed the NBA on Christmas. There's no intrigue in it, man. Y'all got 50,000 more games to go in this long-ass season. Y'all only a month and a half in or 2 months in at this point in Christmas, dog. There's no intrigue in it. The only time the NBA is intriguing is in the playoffs. Sometimes down the stretch, basketball is good depending on how the races are. But NBA playoffs are great. I ain't even gonna lie to you with that. Still doesn't hold a candle to the NFL, let alone. And look, bro, the NFL draft be beating NBA playoffs in ratings. I think the NFL draft beats the NBA finals in ratings. So the NFL was just gonna come over the wire style and take over Christmas. It was, that Ben was gonna happen. I'm surprised it took this long. Shoot. But there's just no reason to tune in, man, with so many games left in the NBA, let alone his product is not as good as the NFL. So, yeah. And by the way, I just want to add in that I was the one, remember, on Brian's World last season to mention the Chiefs taking over a yearly Christmas game, because we done already been on it so many times. Yes, we do it right. Growing up, I do remember great memories around Christmas and the holidays. Which brings me to the Chiefs and how we intertwine with Christmas and how the Chiefs should just take this holiday over. They really should. How the Cowboys and the Lions, you always know the Thanksgiving games are going to be there. Look, I want to start this bandwagon. I want to start it right now. Start a petition, whatever we got to do to make Christmas in Kansas City the official football game every single year. That should be the Chiefs holiday. Like the Lions and the Cowboys have Thanksgiving, the Chiefs should have Christmas Day at Arrowhead exclusively, baby.
I've been coming here 39 years. I got a mural.
There is a giant mural of KC Superman, but the iconic local figure says he's been banned for life from Westport. The jogger and evangelist was sentenced to 2 days in jail earlier this month.
All my life I want to be a light, to bring unity to the people, and then just bring love. And so that's what I'm all about. Shackle me to the iron bench. I said, y'all, y'all think I'm Superman for real? And then took me out to Vernon County. I feel like I've been 70 miles away.
He was cited for trespassing in Westport in 2022. Wheeler, who says he spread the gospel for decades in the entertainment district, says it's because he was carrying a cross.
Then they said I was banned for life.
He was cited 4 more times for trespassing in Westport last year. His 4-day jail sentence was reduced to 2. But now Wheeler is facing 2 new trespassing charges in Westport from the same KCPD officer. One happened 2 days before he went to court. The other was issued the day after he got out of jail.
I'm just saying to the judge of Kansas City, please use some wisdom. 'Cause y'all need to embrace me and thank God that you got somebody like me.
But if they told you can't be in Westport, why come back to Westport?
Oh, because they violate my rights. And even if it could go to jail, I guess I have to be a road support, stand up.
If you're from Kansas City, you know about the KC Superman and him jogging around the entire city, spreading nothing but love, joy, and Jesus Christ. He was nothing but a positive figure in the city. And the KC Superman, also known as Michael Wheeler, he's a retired U.S. Army veteran and evangelist, Christian minister, known, of course, from running around the town, right? I remember when I first saw him running around KC, and I probably saw him before this time, but this is just the first time that he was like, wow, what is this dude doing? So it was like 2003, the summer of 2003, he was just running around Westport, just doing what he always does, being positive, trying to spread the word of our good Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, right? And so ever since then, you would see him at all type of events, more so in Westport, but he would be in Power and Light District. He would be at Arrowhead. He would be at Kaufman. He was just a beloved figure in the city. And I even interviewed him on my morning show some years back, probably around 2018 or 2019 or so. And I remember him just being such a gentle soul, as he always was. But we brought him in. He was cool. He was he had nothing negative to say about anybody or anything. I remember he was just always concerned about the things going on around Kansas City. But for him to be allegedly banned from a district for what? For what? For being positive? I just want to sit here and I'm saying I'm standing with the KC Superman. We're standing with you, Mr. Michael Wheeler. And we appreciate and love you. The man got a damn mural in Westport. A big ass mural. And I wouldn't be surprised if something happened to that coming soon. Although I would hate for that to happen. But Mr. Wheeler, please don't stop spreading your positivity and love. This world needs it. Needs it. So, man, we standing with you, KC Superman. We love and miss you, dog.
I'm reading some, hold on, this month. It says Arthur Bryant's, his name, Missouri's Best Barbecue in 2025 poll. I'm here to tell all you out of town people that us Kansas Cityans, we don't believe that. Gates Barbecue has been undefeated, the best barbecue in Kansas City, Missouri, period, probably the whole country, my whole life. There's no way in hell that Arthur Bryant's. I've been here my whole life, and I probably know probably nobody that eats Arthur Bryant's, and no disrespect to Arthur Bryant's. There's people that eat there, but no, we don't eat there. If anything, you could have said LC, something like that, but most definitely Arthur Bryant's is nowhere near on anybody from Kansas City's list of best barbecue. Like, try it again. No, y'all tripping. Whoever made this poll, y'all must have blocked us from the voting sites, or y'all didn't let us know. But we definitely need to revote. We definitely need those polls in the hood, because that's not it. Let me know in the comments who has the best barbecue in Kansas City, in the state of Missouri, or in the country, because Kansas City, we are known for the best barbecue, and we have the best barbecue. So
Yo, Mark's my barber, a lifelong Kansas Citian, just like myself, man. By the way, before I get to what he's doing with this barbecue video, I just want to say this dude is on a Jay-Z / LeBron like run with the promo in Kansas City. Like, dude been doing it for almost 15 years straight. Like, one of the top dogs with promotions in KC. Big love and salute to Mark's my barber for providing some culture to the town. You know what I'm saying? But he was dead on with this video. He was spot on with this one, baby. Look, I just want to say, look, Arthur Bryant's, and look, they get a lot of flack. They get a lot of flack, fam. Because if you really eat Arthur Bryant's without the sauce, if you eat it without the sauce, you gotta have it without it. It's good. It's dry, but it's good. It is. Just eat it without the sauce. I can't do that sauce. For those who love Arthur Bryant's, I don't understand why y'all love that sauce so much, because it's one of the most disgusting things I've ever tasted, y'all. I'm a picky eater, and this is no diss to Arthur Bryant's, because I love y'all, and I love the culture that y'all have provided for the town since its inception, along with Gates Superior Barbecue. We'll get to that in a second. But look, I like Arthur Bryant's without the sauce. Arthur Bryant's barbecue, Gates sauce, or LC sauce, or Jack Stack sauce. Not the Arthur Bryant sauce. But yeah, they get a lot of flack though. They do. But if you eat it without the sauce, it's good. Trust me. But he's right with this video. If you go to the right people, they will tell you Arthur Bryant's is not the top barbecue spot in KC. Please, again, I preface this by saying Mark's my barber is a lifelong Kansas Citian. I am a lifelong, almost 40-year-old of Kansas Citian. Okay, I know this city front to back. And I'm telling you, if you're from out of town, like Mark said in the video, if you're from out of town, listen to me, listen to him. If you really want to narrow it down, it's only 3 barbecue spots you need to try. That's it. It's only 3. Gates, LC's, Jack Stack, in no particular order. Gates, LC's, Jack Stack. That's all you need in KC for your barbecue experience, bro. I promise you. Now, I got a top 5. I do have a top 5. We'll get to it. LC's 1. It's a long story with why LC's is my favorite barbecue spot. And I'm gonna have to get to that on the pod one day. I'm gonna have an interview for that. 2, Gates. It's really like Gates and LC's is like really tied, to be honest with you. But I gotta pick an order. Gates is number 2. I love that family, and the barbecue is sentimental to me because I grew up in Village Green, right there on 45th and Paseo, right where the Gates was. If I wake up, I can smell them making the Gates, baby. I love Gates. It's near and dear to my heart. Number 3, Jack Stack. Oh, baby, if you want to, look, man, the ultimate date night. It's an easy date night to go to Jack Stack, baby. You get full, you got the ambiance, and everything is good at Jack Stack. There is nothing that is nasty there. Some things could have a little seasoning on it, like that cheesy corn. Like, y'all probably need to use some Velveeta in that, man. I don't know what type of cheese y'all using in that, if any, but throw some Velveeta or some jalapenos in that joint or something. Look, man, Jack Stack is marvelous. It's A+ barbecue. Number 4, Char Bar. Bro, go to the old Beaumont Club in Westport, fam. Char Bar got it popping up in there with their barbecue. They are so good. And they got a variety of sauces that you can choose from, too. Char Bar is pretty damn good. Number 5, I love Joe's. And shout out to them for having the Z-Man at the K. I'm definitely going to grab me a few this summer at Kauffman Stadium. Joe's KC, my number 5. They have outstanding fries, by the way. Of course, the ribs and the burn-ins are fire, but I love Joe's. Fire-ass onion rings, too, at Joe's. Other ones I like, Q39, Slaps, over in KCK. Mitch, pause, advanced pause. I don't know what it's called, but it's one of them. I want to try them.
Pause.
Mitch.
Oh, brother, whoa, now.
I think it's Jay's Barbecue, I think, or something. I don't know. I don't remember. I see them on Instagram or whatever all the time, but I want to explore more Kansas City barbecue. I do. It's a couple that I will never touch. BB's Longside Barbecue, I tried them one time over on 85th by Truce. That is not a good representation of Kansas City barbecue at all. But to the video, again, love to Arthur Bryant's. Again, they're good, minus the sauce. But yeah, if you're from out of town, listen to me and Mark. LC's, Gates, Jack Stack, that's all you need. Guaranteed.
Look, check that. I bet a lot of people saying, he ain't lying.
Anthony Edwards. He out here wilding. Okay, I'm just going to get to it. He's 23 years old, and he has a number of children. I'm not sure how many. It's like 3 or 4 at this point. I think with one on the way. And the one on the way, or maybe he or she has been born. I'm not sure. The mother of this child is a 38-year-old woman. And already there are question marks. But this man paid a lump sum in child support payments. I don't know how much it was, in order to just not be a father, basically. He paid off the child support so that he will never be in his child's life. So he is not responsible of doing anything for this child. Ladies and gentlemen, I point to you, Exhibit A, the number one problem in our community. And this ain't just a black thing. This is everybody. More so in America, I'll say, where we at. But with me being black, I'm just going to speak from the black experience. This is problem uno number 1. You're like, Brian, why? Why is it a big deal? The child's going to be well off. The child's got money. You know, he's going to have the best of everything. What's wrong? We've normalized not growing up with a father and or mother. We've normalized it. And we've replaced it with money or pride or whatever it is in some other cases. I don't know what it is, but specifically right here, money. You think money can take the place of being a father? That's a sad society and a sad reality that we living in right now, dog. Because I'm telling you, it creates so many problems. Men and women are just different a lot of times. But the thing that brings us together is that you need both parents. Both men and women need mother and father. So now this young person is not going to be able to experience what it's like being around a man all the time. And therefore, you can't really, or maybe I shouldn't say can't really, maybe your perspective and your spectrum is limited to just what you see with your mother, if she's even there for you. Now, that's a deep subject that will take all day to explain. But my point is, man, you need the love and visitation and discipline and affection and everything from both a mother and a father. And this child is being deprived of not having a father out the get-go. Out the get-go, bro. From the starting point, you didn't want to have nothing to do with me. That's how this child's gonna feel growing up. There's gonna be some conversations about it, and the child is gonna know about it earlier than it should, because this story is gonna be all over everywhere, especially if he's a superstar that we think that he's gonna be. Now, don't get me wrong. This is one of the most talented young dudes in the NBA. I love his game. I love his ferociousness. He is an A1 baller in the league. And the next contract that he signs is going to be big money. Which is probably why, he didn't mind. I don't know what the deal was with the young lady and how much money she got or how much he paid, but he was like, the hell with it. I don't want to have nothing to do with it. I'm going to get more money down the line anyway. Y'all, it's going to be a bad price to pay for that. I understand that money can do a lot of things, but I gotta be myself, y'all. I gotta bring my God into it because God sees all of this, man, and it's a price to pay because this baby didn't have to be here. And look, y'all, they knew going into this. They were sexual partners or whatever. They knew going into this what the deal was. They knew neither one of them wanted to be a parent. More than likely, both. I can say that about the father. We can say that about him because he's paying off. I don't know about the mother for sure. I can't speak for her, but we can say that about Anthony Edwards. And of course, on the man's side, you got to protect yourself because there are certain women who are vultures there's been a trend of older women in their upper 30s, 40s going after these young NBA players. So for this to be normalized, though, for people to agree with Anthony Edwards, for people to applaud what he's doing is deplorable. It's irresponsible. It's disgusting. And it's only adding to the problem in society. It's only adding to it, man. I really feel bad for that baby. Unborn or born. I'm not sure, but I feel bad for that baby. And every other child that's experienced anything similar to this.
Or get to meet your biological parents?
It wasn't until a little bit later that I realized it's a little bit different to be biracial and adopted, but then also into a Caucasian Mormon family, but also with 4 siblings who are also biracial but adopted. Like all of this at once just made me feel so displaced.
But you had never seen your biological parents.
Right. So I knew who my dad was, but I didn't know who my birth mom was yet.
Were you carrying kind of resentment for them because you felt like they abandoned you?
Not in an angry way,
right,
but definitely in a sad way.
It's only one genre of music that I will never, ever listen to, and that's country music. But there are some things that do bring us together. And Tanner Adele's story is riveting to me because it's not my story per se, but I am very familiar with that though. it's one thing to be raised in different cultures within different houses, man. You know, it really is. It's a different world. There are different set of rules. There are different set of mannerisms that go along with different houses, man. Believe me, and you gotta be skilled and knowing both. You gotta know both worlds, baby. You got to. I mean, that was definitely my experience. But I'm sure that's similar to all or more biracial, you know, people growing up. You know, especially ones that grew up in one particular household. Like, let's say you had a biracial kid that had no connection with that black family. Zero. They're basically more so white kids than black kids. And they be having trouble with acceptance. They be having trouble with self-esteem. They be having trouble with identity. It's a deep thing. Me, Brian, y'all know I identify as being with black. No Rachel Dojo, because I am black. I went to black schools. I grew up in black churches, black family, dated black women, got a black wife, and there was a step. I don't like that word step, but there was a step family that took me in as one of their own, let alone with my Brooks family. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know my white family. I just met my white family last year on my birthday. So, yes, I grew up as a black biracial kid. I even had a black mother along with my white mother, stepmother. But nah, that was my mama. My second mama. My mama know who she is, but I had a second mama. Now I got a third mama with my mother-in-law. You know, but being biracial in certain communities, it can be a challenging experience, especially if you're adopted. And then you got a whole other dynamic in which, you know, let alone race, but like, how come this family didn't want me? You know, it's just all sorts of questions come up. And, you know, I really feel for kids that grow up in the foster care system, man. That is a rough life to live. Let alone you dealing with regular people problems, but now you got all sorts of family trauma. You know, and then adding race on top to it. You know, there's a lot of self-reflection that could go on, a lot of like discovery that could go on with that. But wherever you are in your journey and your self-discovery, just know who you are and know that God helped created you. And know that you are made in his image. You know, really no matter what race you are or what you identify with. You are made in his image. So that takes nothing away. You know, you not knowing your family history, maybe your racial identity or whatever, that takes nothing away from your capabilities of being the best person who you could be through God. Word up. I want to thank you for tapping into the pod this week. Thank you for tapping into Brian's World. Make sure you hit me up on all socials at Brian B. Shynin, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, wherever your socials is at, I'm at too. And please subscribe to the YouTube channel at B Shynin, and make sure you hit up Foolish Club Media on those socials as well, especially on YouTube and Apple Podcasts. Rate, subscribe, and review. You know, be honest with your rating too, man. We're trying to get better over here at Foolish Club Media. That's the pod for the week, man. I hope you have a blessed and tremendous couple weeks. I holla at you. We'll see when I holla at you. I don't know right now. But until I do holla at you, make sure that you take care of yourself and you be a blessing. Until then, Chiefs Kingdom and Kansas City. Mount up.